Hey, brothers, it's 4th of July week, and you're listening to the Home Bar Happy Hour, where we're going to get red, white, and boozed up. Let's celebrate America! Hell yeah! Woo!
Boom. Hell yeah. Starting the 4th of July weekend off right. What's your friend's name here, Mike? What's this Eagles guy's name?
Oh, this is Jarrett.
Jarrett. Okay.
We call him Jarrett. Yeah. He's named after the old Jeff Jarrett.
Okay. Nice.
The one time decent wrestler.
Yeah.
He's called. Yeah, it was a pretty good one. Well, whatever. But yeah, old Jared here, man. He's a good party fave. Take it out on a boat, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, just rip that in.
But are you ready for the 4th of July? I know I am. We're having a great time today for the 4th. So we're while everyone's watching this, Joe and I are heading down to my aunt's lake house down in WVU and the Cheat Lake. We're bringing the boat down. Dude, are you excited? This is going to be a good time, Joe.
Oh yeah, dude. I am so stoked to spend 4th of July out on the lake, but more importantly to spend time with you, Mike. We rarely get together anymore other than virtually. We do get together a decent amount, but
we do get a lot.
Yeah.
We do get together a lot.
But yeah, I am excited to just hang out on the boat, pound some beers, have a good time, you know?
Hell yeah. And you know what's even better? I got somebody to DD the boat back, so I'm going to be feeling real nice.
Perfect.
I pilot it out, he's piloting it back.
Nice.
He doesn't really drink, so he's like, yeah, I'll pilot the boat back. Not a big deal.
Perfect.
I like to prefer to do like all the boat activities prior to getting into the party cove.
Yeah.
So all the tubing and stuff like that, we'll do that. We'll do that prior to getting into the party cove.
All right.
So we got to go over to like the food we're going to make. So my aunt was telling me that she wants Italian on Thursday.
Okay.
So she's only going to be there Thursday and Friday. She's going to leave Thursday evening. She's going to eat dinner and stuff like that. And she's going to spend time, getting to know all of us, know all of you and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I already told her, I was like, you're going to have no problem with them. And plus we're going to be the only ones there at the lake house. So we don't even have to stay up in the attic.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, not the attic, the loft. The loft. There's she has like 3 queen beds and a single bed plus a bathroom up there. So, I was trying to keep us all secluded up there, and just in case there was other people. But yeah, she trusts me, and we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna bring Can Jam with.
Oh, nice. I love a good Can Jam.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up all the meat here. Well, by the time everybody's watching this, we're going to be heading out. So, yeah, so I'm picking up the meat from Costco. We're just sticking it to the grill in the kitchen. I'm not bringing a smoker this year. I want to have fun.
Yeah, you don't want to go too hard into it, 4th of July, all is about having fun, relaxing,
Well, I used to do like a pork shoulder or a brisket, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of like I mean, what I could do is we could probably get some ribs, and I could just I could par bake them off in the oven, and then throw them on the grill to get crisped up, and then wrap them in foil and just set them in the oven just to get a little bit more loose.
Yeah, but you want to enjoy yourself. You don't want to be hosting and cooking the whole time. You want to be ripping and tearing.
Yeah. But dude, you know what being at the lake house reminds me of? It reminds me of the movie The Great Outdoors with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, I love that movie. 2 of my favorite actors,
dude.
Man. John Candy is sorely missed. What a funny dude, man. Just
I
hilarious.
know.
Every movie he was in, he just hit it. Even like movies like Home Alone, where he's in for like such a short amount of time, he just kills it. You know what I mean? Like even in those scenes. And The Great Outdoors is one of those great summer movies, and a movie where John Candy is just giving it 100% the whole time. I love it, man.
Oh yeah, dude. What is the funniest scene from that movie for you?
I don't remember, Mike. You give me some scenes because I'm blanking on. It's been a minute since I've seen The Great Outdoors. I should have watched it before we jumped in here.
The raccoons digging into the fucking trash every night.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, him and Dan Aykroyd hanging out on the deck, and he's like, "Well, I got to get dinner ready to go, and we're having hot dogs tonight. Hot dogs. You know what the chef wanted here? He wanted hot dog. Well, that's when he started. When what was his name? Uncle. What was Dan Aykroyd's name in that movie? Uncle. Damn.
Dan Aykroyd
Anyways,
was Uncle Craig, right? Roman Craig.
Yeah, Uncle Craig.
Yeah.
And he was like, was it Ray? Wasn't it wasn't Ray. It was
Ripley.
Ripley.
John Candy was
Rip.
Chester. Yeah, Ripley.
Yep,
Yeah.
Chester.
Yeah.
Chester. Do you know what the chef wanted? Or like John Candy went down to get like lobster tail in the middle of nowhere, up in like Wyoming. Like, where are you getting these like half-pound lobster tails at?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, I wouldn't think like back then in like the 80s and 90s that you were able to like go into a local town and you were getting like lobster tail there.
So this
at that expensive price.
They were in Wisconsin though, right? Are there lobsters up in Wisconsin on the lakes? I feel like
I don't think so.
Lobsters are in the ocean,
Maybe?
right? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they were like northeast.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're getting any
obviously
fresh
be
lobster
imported.
from the Milwaukee
Yeah, he's
grocery
out there
store.
making all these. He's making these fucking lobster tails for everyone, and he's like, you know what, the chef here, hot dogs. You know what they make them out of, don't you, Chester? He's like, lips and assholes.
Yeah.
yeah, lips and assholes. They got some lips and assholes. That was a good one. Yeah. And then, and then when they went to the party to celebrate the old guy's birthday, and he was fucking dead in the goddamn chair, and the kids are kissing him. And then when the fucking bat got loose in the fucking cabin.
Was that this movie or was that the?
Yep, the bat got loose in the cabin, and then like him and John, Dan Aykroyd, Dan and John had to go in there with fucking like all like lampshades and broomsticks and raincoats on, and that fucking thing's like coming at them.
Yeah, that happened that happened in this movie. That also happened in that Chris Farley movie, Black Sheep. You remember Black Sheep? With David Spade, it was like the exact same scene. I'm having like deja vu, conflating these two movies.
Another Denzel Washington movie.
Denzel Washington's in Black Sheep? What?
No, Denzel Washington played in Deja Vu.
Oh, he did play in Deja Vu. Okay.
And then what was it? Oh, and then there was the other one. Then there was the other scene. What was it? When they were doing the scary stories and like Dan Aykroyd's like talking about like some serial killers that escaped from the fucking pen. They found these people in the fucking woods camping. They ate them all.
And the man-eating grizzly bear. Yeah.
No. Yeah, the man-eating grizzly bear. But then Dan Aykroyd was telling him, don't get so scared about that. My parents once told me about the couple of psychopaths who escaped from the penitentiary and ate these campers. And then like the kids are like, what the fuck? The old the home of the 96er when he's like, hey, if Chester, if you if he finishes the steak, everyone eats for free. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a real good one. Because at the end of the movie, you find out that Dan Aykroyd's fucking broke. No wonder he was trying to fucking do it.
Yeah, you got to get that.
But the bear scene, dude, the bear coming through the fucking door, and then when the old guy shows up and fucking him and John Candy shoot him with the fucking lamp shotgun and blows the hair off his ass cheeks. I remember when I first saw that movie when I was a kid, and I pissed myself laughing. When that bear's running out the door and his ass is shaking through the fucking woods, oh my god, dead.
Bald
I
on
laughed
both ends
so
now.
hard. Yeah, such a great movie. If you haven't watched this movie, you need to watch it for the 4th of July. It is definitely a very American, family oriented type of movie. It's very good. It's comedy, 80s, 90s comedy. I forget when it did come. Did it come out in the 90s?
Let's see when this thing came out.
Because Dan Aykroyd was kind of 88. Yeah. Dan Aykroyd looked kind of You know, he was that 88. Yeah, so I guess when was Ghostbusters 2?
Ghostbusters 2.
Was that 89 or 90?
Nah, it's probably before that, huh? That was because when was the first?
Well, Ghostbusters was 84.
Ghostbusters 2 was 89. Yeah, first one was 84, and the second one was 89. Man, they used to take a long time between sequels back in the day. 5 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, he
now you're getting a new
looked
Fast
older.
and Furious every year.
Yeah, he looks older in Great Outdoors than he does in Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So yeah, dude. The music we're going to be listening to on the boat. We got some real nice tunes we're going to be listening to, man. Have you ever listened to that one dude, country singer Wheeler Walker Jr.?
I have not. I do not know who this man is.
Well, he's very vulgar.
Okay.
He talks about it's dude, you be like listening to it, it's like, oh, all right, this is like one of those beer drinking country songs. Then he talks about like sticking it in like girls' asses and eating pussy and money and bitches, and it's like, what the fuck? It's a very southern thing. It's talking about like, have you ever been down with a country boy and like, you know, getting banged and dude, it's wild. It's fucking hilarious. But it's yeah, dude. We're gonna be listening to that, buddy, on the Out in the Water.
All right, I'm ready for it. I'm ready
to be hanging out with those
to Wheeler Walker.
We're gonna be hanging out with those southern West Virginia girls, man. So
all right. Well, I'll have my lady with me. So.
I know.
But I'll be wingman for you. I'll be the wingman. For you.
I don't have a lady, but we will be rafting off with dozens of boats. So
nice.
It's going to be a good time.
All right. Race them out of there.
Any town USA, like old Kramer said in Seinfeld.
Oh man, that's the episode, right? He puts the screen door on his apartment door.
Yeah, the screen door that Frank Costanza had George take off the house because he didn't like it anymore.
Old Kramer, man.
Frank, you getting rid of this?
Yeah.
He puts the screen door in front. He's like, Jerry and his date come up to the fucking goddamn thing. And he's like spraying his flowers, and then he just dingles the chimes.
Yeah, he's got the wind chimes out front of his apartment.
Oh, that was fucking great. That's a good episode.
I feel like every time I talk about an episode of Seinfeld, I'm like, oh man, what a classic episode. But it's like every single episode was like a classic episode. They always had something.
Well, I think it was like season 3, or no, it was season 4. It was like either season 4 or season 5. I think it was like one of those two, where the season wasn't really that good.
Really?
I mean, it was funny.
Yeah.
But that was like the only down season. I think it was like the season where, maybe it was the season that Kramer went out to L.A.
Oh, okay. What was the?
I mean, maybe it was that one.
Yeah. What was the season where they were like pitching the show of themselves, like that Butler show? Was that like season 5 or 6? That was like.
Oh no, I think that was like. No, that was definitely like season 3 or season 4.
Oh, that was earlier.
It was like one of the earlier seasons, yeah. Because I'm like rewatching the whole thing again for like.
Oh, okay.
The whole that's the only thing I ever put on here.
Yeah, the umpteenth time.
While I'm out here in my bar, yeah. It's either that or Philly sports. Like I watched the playoffs. Like I was watching like the Celtics and the Knicks, or no, not the Knicks. Who the fuck was the Celtics won? They beat who'd they beat?
I don't know. I haven't watched any basketball.
Oh, the Mavs. The Mavericks.
Old
yeah,
Dallas
they beat the Mavericks.
Yeah, stick it to Texas. I'm all about that. You know, if you're from Dallas, you ain't my people. You know.
Well, I mean, like the Mavericks, like really don't. I could really care less about the Mavericks or the Rangers. I was kind of like happy that the Rangers won against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Because I fucking hate the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, what you got against Arizona? It's a fine state.
I mean, just all they do. I hated that NLCS. I was bitter. I was a bitter man.
Fair enough. Have you ever been out to Arizona?
What's that?
Have you ever been out to Arizona? That's one of the few states I've never visited, and I have like no desire to. I feel like there's nothing in Arizona fun to do?
Actually,
There's a Grand
no,
Canyon,
there is,
right? Or is that Nevada?
no, there is a lot of there's fun stuff, especially if you got a boat, man. If you got a boat, everybody wants to party with you down in Arizona because you take that out on those Arizona lakes,
Oh, he's got the lakes.
like Piranha, like the movie Piranha.
They're just swimming
Yeah.
up to that bad boy.
Dude, I did it. I think the distance was like 2,000 around like 2,000 miles. It would take like 2 days to get there.
Yeah, at least.
road travel.
Yeah.
And that was like on my bucket list
To go out to
take
Arizona.
my boat out there
Oh.
to this one lake, that I wanted to go out to, and dude, it looks like a real banger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm always about like on road trips. I would prefer to drive over flying. Just being with tons of people, it's just sometimes obviously you have to fly. You know, we had to fly to, out west. You had to fly to Mexico. You had to fly to Mexico. You're not going to drive. It would take you fucking forever to get down there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's more logical. You just got to suck it up and deal with the logistics of everything.
If it's like under 8 hours, then I would prefer to drive, because even if you consider the time that you leave your house to get to the airport, to get through security, to get on the plane, it might only be an hour and a half plane ride, but you're spending 5 or 6 hours of traveling just getting to the airport, doing whatever. I'd rather just get in the car and drive it.
So speaking of a bucket list, I ended up creating a bucket list as soon as I retired from the Army.
Okay.
And I'm going to go over it. It is kind of lengthy, but or not real lengthy, but I mean, there may be some good ideas out there, man. Dude, I want to go to the Kentucky Derby once. I want to go to the Indianapolis 500 once. I want to go to Daytona 500 once. I want to go boat in Panama City. I want to run with the Bulls in Spain.
You want to run with the Bulls in Spain?
Fuck yeah. How many people could say they ran with the Bulls in Spain, man?
Not me. I would never do that.
Obviously, I got to stick with the gym a little bit more before I dedicate it to that.
Mike, those are wild animals with horns on top of their heads. There is no way. No way I would do that.
Gus, how are things, man? What are you doing? I just got back from Spain. I was doing a running with the Bulls. Yeah, see a picture of me?
Yeah, getting stabbed.
Yeah, right up the old fucking poop hole. I want to go. My buddies did this last year. They went to Croatia. Now, I've always wanted to go to Croatia, and I wanted to visit their shoreline.
Yeah,
and I wanted to go boating there. So I want to go. Like, they did a boating cruise. I'm not taking my boat there, but I want to get on like one of these little boating where you pay someone you rent a boat for the day. They have a whole crew that pilots. You don't have to worry about anything. They take you out, and then like you could stay out there on the boat, and then they feed you and stuff. It's like almost like a small little yacht.
Okay,
it's beautiful, dude. I'm gonna go to the Coliseum. I want to visit Rome, Italy, and do a Venice boat ride. I want to take a little boat ride, drinking some champagne as I'm going through the Venice canals, hoity-toity.
The little gondola.
I'm gonna go
wait. Before you move on, Mike, this happened like 3 or 4 months ago, but I got to ask, did you see Kanye West on his little gondola ride in Venice?
I did not see that.
Kanye is banned from every gondola now in Venice because he got photographed getting head from his wife on a gondola, like while the dude's up there like going boating, doesn't even notice. Kanye's like, yo, come here, I got an idea for you.
He's getting that hot tour.
He was getting that hot tour, like right in the middle of Venice. He got off, and then pictures came out, and he is now banned from every boat inside of Venice. Like, imagine the balls on you to be like, this is something that could get me banned from every boat in an entire country. Whatever, just go for it.
I would think like it would be like the last thing that would it would be like you would get banned from like that certain company or something like that. Or like get you immediately kicked off.
The whole city found it.
Obviously if he's Kanye West.
Exactly.
I mean, he's like, he's got a little cheddar.
He's got some dough. Yeah.
Like, you're telling me he didn't throw anything to the guy? I'm like, here, here's a couple grand. Let me get my head off. Let me get my head. But there's probably people who were watching it happen.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like you've seen how it is in Venice, right?
No
You're just
fucks given.
Yeah, there were zero fucks given. Kanye he's in a different world. But now,
Imagine how much.
You can continue on.
Imagine how much booze. Imagine how much booze he drank in order to come up with that crazy idea, and then just to be loaded. Like, I'm not talking about loaded with booze, but loaded with money too.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just a different life. I think it's hard to like fathom like how these type of people live, especially like, you know, there are famous people out there that have some money, but like Kanye's like a different level. Like, I mean, dude, he's a billionaire off of just sneakers. Like, not even talking about his music or anything else. Like, that dude just sold sneakers that looked like shit for $500 a pop, and people bought them like candy. You know what I mean? Like, he's a different world. And then he turned out to be a giant Nazi. So, whatever, man.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Back to the bucket list.
Yes,
camping in the
bucket
Smoky Mountains.
Okay.
Camping in the Smoky Mountains is something that I really want to do, but maybe in the spring or the fall, not in the summer. Fuck that. It's hot in Tennessee and Kentucky.
Yeah.
Here's one that I come up with, two of them actually back to back, and I'm starting to retract this because I don't know if I want to spend this much money to be around a lot of fucking people. Super Bowl when the Birds play, and I don't feel like I want to do that anymore, but I'm going to keep it on the bucket list. And WrestleMania. I don't feel like spending that much money to go to these fucking places, and that's a lot of fucking money, man.
I would like to go to WrestleMania. I had a blast hanging out with you at WrestleMania this year down at your bar, and if you do that again next year, I'll be at the same. But next year, WrestleMania is in Vegas, and I love Vegas. I'm not a gambler, but I love Vegas.
Dude,
You're
going to be paying so much money.
Not
hotels
dude,
in
Vegas.
They're gonna be juicing it.
That they will, but I don't know. I haven't like looked into it, like how much tickets, but like
I did.
To be honest, like if you look at if you price out, you know, going to Vegas, it really isn't that expensive because Vegas gets you so much when you're there. So they make it pretty cheap to get to Vegas. Like the first time me and Elizabeth went to Vegas, we drove out there. And the hotel we stayed in was $30 a night. And it was like a nice hotel. Like we weren't staying at Caesars. I think we stayed at, what's the one that's the Pyramid? Whatever it is. It's a nice hotel. It's $30 a night because they make all their money at the shows and the casinos. You know, all the hotels have casinos on the ground floor. They really don't need your money. Now, obviously, you're right. It's going to be more expensive on WrestleMania weekend, but still, I think you could probably get a hotel for $100 a night there. Planes going in and out go real cheap. You know, I think you might be able to swing it.
What is it like right now? Well, right now I was looking it up. It was like the middle of July round trip plus like 5 days at the Caesars Palace in a room is like $1,200 to $1,300 on Expedia.
That's not bad, Mike. I mean,
that's not bad at all.
Caesars is one of the nicest hotels there in Vegas too. I mean, you're getting
because I'm not a big, you know me, I'm not a big gambler. I just want to go for the entertainment. I want to party. I want to entertainment. You know what I mean? I want to see some hussies.
I want to see some hussies. Great restaurants out there too. Vegas is just fun, and it is more fun when you are not gambling. Because you ain't winning. Yeah. You're not winning. The house always wins.
Yeah, you're not winning.
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'll I'll throw, grab like, $100 in coins and just for the week, for the 5 days and just like,
throw them in the slot machines.
Random slots machines. Yeah, just hit random slot machines. Or maybe I'll throw some money down on a blackjack table. Because, dude, like, it's like hitting the lottery. Like, you're not winning. It's like a fucking very slim chance. But if I was like, you know what I mean? Just throw like, just buy in on a blackjack table, some low end one where all like, you know what I mean? Not away from all the high rollers.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or hit the roulette table. I love roulette. Because roulette's actually kind of fun. I actually enjoy that.
Roulette's fun. I got into roulette a little bit. I had there's called the Martingale method. I don't know if you know about it, but I like watched all these videos on it, thought like, oh man, I got it figured out. Basically what you do is you bet like, $5 bets, and then you double it if you lose, and you need to have a bankroll enough to get you up to like 8 or 9. And, so you should be able to break even. But even like after doing more of the math, you can win for a while consistently at it, but eventually you're going to lose, and then you're going to lose so much because the risk just outweighs the reward.
Yeah.
But that's the way to do it. If you're hanging out at Vegas, like, or you want to hang out gambling, just take a couple $100 to the roulette table, and then bet the blacks and reds, evens, odds.
If I'm not spending over $500 gambling. I'll tell you that right fucking now. I'm doing $500 just to have fun gambling.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, not even a lot of that's going to be like the machines and like the roulette table and the blackjack table. I mean, like, I'd like to find a low-end poker table and also do some sports betting. I love betting on the horses, man.
Yeah, bet the house on the ponies.
That's a lot of fun. I'm like Kramer, like, yeah, go, 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 yeah, yeah. Just like running, like that episode where he's like the betting a horse and the fucking horse is about to lose and and he won. Kind of like how the Eagles won the Super Bowl there at the end.
Yeah. I went to a horse race in Fair Hill. And this was years ago, and this was with my first wife, and she showed up later, but I was with all my friends, and we had been drinking like all day long, just like absolutely toast. And one of our buddies was racing. He was like racing in the last race. He was a real good, jockey. And we're just hammered. I've been drinking since like probably 10 in the morning out at this place, and it's like 5 o'clock now. Getting ready for the last race, and we see him. His name was Fritz, and we're like, "Yo, Fritz, is your horse gonna win?" And he's like, 100%.
Fritz.
Yeah. I was like, "Bro, is your horse gonna win?" And he's like, "Guaranteed, not even close. We're gonna win." And like, I looked at who was like my ex-wife now, my first wife at the time, and I was like, "Bet $1,000 on Fritz." And she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yes, $1,000." I was like, gave her my debit card, and she was like, okay. She left. So then like we go to the racetrack, right? And we're watching the horses. They come off. We see them coming around. We're like right by the third, like almost last turn. We see the horses coming, and it's Fritz and his horse, and then everyone else's horse. Dude, he was like winning by a mile. Just, runs across the line. He wins.
No way.
Yeah. It was 8-1 odds. So that paid out.
What was the name of the horse?
I do not remember the name of the horse. I only remember the name of Fritz. But it was 8-1 odds, so it would have paid out $8,000, right? So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh, I won $8,000. This is sick. Like, I run over to my wife at the time, and she's like, I didn't put $1,000 down. I put $100 down. And I was like, what? I told you to do 1,000. And she's like, yeah, you're hammered. You've been drinking for 7 hours. I was like, we could have had it all. We could have had it all.
Oh my God! You would have had $8,000.
$8,000 off of one bet.
Real.
To be fair, it was probably smart for her not to bet $1,000. To her not to accept the bet from someone that's absolutely hammered, who's probably 12 beers deep at this point. But yeah, that was a bummer. Still, $800 ain't bad to walk away with either.
Yeah, $800 ain't bad to walk away with either.
Yes, we did have.
But yeah, back to the bucket list.
Yes, bucket list.
I got Oktoberfest in Munich, or just Germany. Period. While I'm there, I'd like to do the Band of Brothers tour.
Okay.
I'd like, you know what I mean? I'd like to check out some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Before all hell breaks loose out there. I'd like to go out to San Francisco only just to visit Alcatraz Island because of The Rock.
Alcatraz is
the movie
incredible.
The Rock.
Yeah. I went to Alcatraz in
I always
2016.
Wanted to do that.
Man, that's like, it's like a national park now. It's incredible. It's a great place to visit.
Plus, I want to see the Golden Gate Bridge. I want to, you know what I mean? Every city has its issues, and everybody knows that. But in the city, there's always tourist areas because cities don't thrive they need to thrive on tourism.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, dude, I just stay in a hotel overnight, just take a short, come out on a Friday, leave on a Sunday. Do that, and then hit up like some nice restaurants out there. Hopefully, I don't get yelled at for being an American.
You'll be fine. San Francisco is the prettiest city I've ever been to. I've been out a few times. I love that city. It can be.
Is that before or after The Rock destroyed it in San Andreas?
It was, yeah, definitely before. Last time I was there wasn't a giant San Andreas fault running through it. But
I also would. Oh,
I was just gonna say, I will say it is if you stay out of like there's like a downtown area of San Francisco, everything like surrounding it is very nice, very safe. There's like a few areas in downtown where you probably don't want to go, but like the Golden Gate Bridge, you've seen it in pictures or whatever. When you're actually on it, you're like, oh wow, this is an incredible bridge. Like the pictures don't do it justice. It's really cool. Alcatraz Island, also very awesome. They have a really great tour, show you all around the prison. It started as an army base. That's what it was originally, and they turned it into a prison, which to Mike, me and you have been on a lot of army bases. I think most army bases, they could turn into prisons pretty easily if they wanted to.
Oh, easily. They are prisons.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're prisons. You're doing time.
Yes, you are.
I also want to go to Pearl Harbor, and then not just stop at Pearl Harbor, but I want to bounce over to Midway Island.
Okay.
I want to visit Midway. So that's, you know what I mean? I never got to, hit a little bit of the Pacific there.
Yeah.
And then maybe bounce over to New Zealand to do the Lord of the Rings tour.
Ooh, that's a long flight.
Yeah, I'm a little not. Yeah, I know, right? Just because it's like I kind of a little bit of a nerd when it comes to Lord of the Rings. They're good movies, man. You can't hide that they're not bad movies. They're good movies.
Mike, I'm going to tell you something. I'm a Star Wars guy.
You hate Lord of the Rings.
Dude, they're so boring. All they do is walk. Even the trees walk in those goddamn movies, Mike. It's just walking around.
Dude, I love it, man. I love it. Dude, it's a good storyline, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I also want to travel to Japan. I want to see Japan. I feel like especially after watching John Wick 4.
Yeah.
I feel like Japan is like a very calm and relaxing. I want to say maybe spiritual, if you want to say that. Like everything is like very calm and like collective. And I also want to do I want to do their sushi. You can't have the best sushi unless you go to Japan. I bet you even on street food. I bet they serve sushi on street corners I just love all of it. Just as long as I don't get hung up in the gangs and everything.
Yeah, it's squid and octopus and stuff. Did you?
You don't want to mess with those Japanese gangs.
No, you definitely don't. Did you see the new Godzilla movie on Netflix? Godzilla -1. That's all in Japanese. What a great flick! And that made me want to visit Japan.
It was
even
a great
more.
flick.
It was so good. That was one of the
It was.
every movie that has a big monster or Godzilla type, you kind of have the idea that the people of this town are going to win.
It was a post World War. It was a post World War Japan.
Right after World War II. And I thought they did a really good job of being pretty critical of Japan during World War II. They were sending their people out to die, right? Those kamikazes. And it did a good job of reckoning with that. But it was one of the few movies where I'm watching it and I'm like, man, I don't know how this little town is going to beat Godzilla. He's pretty big dude. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have some trouble with this little stinker.
And they kept them pretty close to the originals.
Yeah, they definitely did. It was good. It was a great flick. That was one of my favorite movies from last year, and I'm glad it finally made its way to streaming sites.
Here's one that you probably you saw. I want to go to the Muir Woods and the Muir Woods Redwood Forest.
Is that where people commit suicide, or is that somewhere else?
No, I don't fucking know. All I know is that it's the Redwood Forest right there outside of San Francisco.
Oh, the Redwoods. Yeah. There's a forest in Japan where people commit suicide. And I thought it was something with Muir, but the Redwoods are really cool.
Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Muir.
Muir. Oh. I don't know how to say
More?
that. More.
Yeah. Yellowstone National Park, Mount Rushmore, and then I want to venture over to the Middle East. But I only want to visit. I want to go to Shark Mall in Kuwait. That right there was. I had a picture in front of that. I was on. We did a little break when we were overseas, and we went to Shark Mall, and I got a picture when I was doing guard duty on the bus, and I got the one guy who was with me late. That was Ed. It was me and Ed. He was with me on the guard, and I was just a young private back then. He was an E4, but they trusted him with the M9 over me.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, and just like watching a bus, and we took like hour shifts. Well, I got a picture out, right there at the Gulf, and I would like to go right back to it if that position is still there. I'm gonna go to Dubai or the UAE, maybe like Qatar and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
But that's as far as the Middle East that I ever want to go. I want to go hunting in Alaska.
Wow.
Boating in the Ozarks. That's a good one. The Northern Lights in Scotland. Bondi Beach in Australia.
Oh, that's
and then
fun.
the last three. I want to stay at Dracula's Castle.
In Transylvania?
I want that opportunity. If there's that yes, if there's that opportunity. I think I was doing research on it. The one that they used for the movie is in Romania.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
And you can stay there?
I don't know, but I'm definitely going to try. And, if they do it overnight or whatever, you know how they do tour shit.
Yeah.
I want to tour Crystal Lake, where they filmed the first Jason Friday the 13th.
Where they film that?
And then
do you know?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out.
Okay.
Well, that's why I got it on here. I'll find out. I'll do an investigation. And I also want to visit Haddonfield, wherever they filmed Haddonfield.
Okay.
From if somebody doesn't know what Haddonfield is, that's Halloween.
Yeah.
Michael Myers.
That is probably Haddonfield's probably California. If I'm betting, like where they filmed it was probably California.
No way.
You don't think so?
That was definitely like right there in the Midwest. I would say like Southern Illinois, Indianapolis.
That's where it was based, right? But I don't.
Indiana. Yeah. But that's how I feel, because like if you were to look at like the, where everything was, like how the seasons and everything, it was pretty much it aligned with Halloween at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
So those trees aren't those trees that they had there aren't out in California.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, it's definitely like a Midwest Southern town, like state like Missouri or Indiana, like Southern Indiana, maybe even Southern Ohio. But that's a good bucket list.
Yeah, I like it. I hope you get to do all of these things, Michael. With your
maybe
years.
I won't get them, but that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a bucket list here. You know what I mean? This is stuff that I want to do here now that I'm retired. I know, But let's get back to the 4th of July, brother. Hey, I'm going to spit some facts at you.
Yeah, let's get some facts.
Do you know if fireworks are some of the biggest things? And I wanted to do fireworks here for the intro, but, we're here in the scorching fucking goddamn heat, and my lawn looks like Arizona. And did you know that there are 15,000 fireworks celebrations around the country? 15,000. That's a lot. Actually, I think that's a little less than what I thought there was going to be.
That's a lot. That's a lot of fireworks being shot off into the air. That's a lot of fingers getting removed. Be careful with your fireworks safety, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Definitely be careful with your fireworks if you're celebrating. I had like 2 guys that I know died by fireworks.
Really?
And,
wow.
Yeah, one dude got impaled by one, and then the other dude, they both got impaled.
My brother used to
Some of
shoot
these other
Roman
guys, man.
My brother used to shoot Roman candles at me when we were younger, and I didn't die, fortunately. But
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad they didn't sell fireworks back then when my brother and I were growing up, because we probably be doing the same fucking thing. They had the little shit, but I remember when you had to go down south past the Mason-Dixon down in Dixie.
down in Dixie.
And you had to buy your fireworks. Man, I used to buy some sick-ass fireworks, man, but they were so expensive.
Yeah.
Dude, I had this one that said Wake the Neighbors. Man, it was like I was watching fucking fireworks in the city.
Yeah. Well, my folks and where I grew up in Chester County, Pennsylvania, they're like 3 miles away from the Maryland line. So right where they are, it's very strange. There is a Spartan Fireworks, 2 of them, one on either side of the line. And you go to the one in Maryland, they'll only sell to you if you have a Pennsylvania driver's license, and vice versa. You go to the one on the Pennsylvania side, they'll only sell to you if you're on the Maryland side. So it's some weird,
Wow, really?
It's some weird law where, like, they have all these fireworks that they can't sell in state, but they can sell out of state, illegal fireworks if you're buying them in state, but legal to do whatever. I don't know. So that's, my folks always went crazy with fireworks on 4th of July, just ripping and tearing, throwing stuff up. I mean, obviously they weren't the safest, because when I was a kid, I was getting hit in the back with Roman candles like it was nothing, but we had a good time. None of us died, fortunately.
We always got like the little safe shit that they always had, like the sparklers and the snappers and the little tiny Roman candles. That,
Yeah.
the
don't
little
do
shit.
much.
That's what they sold in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure that you're being safe here when you're practicing with these explosives.
Yes.
Always light them and run. Don't hang around them.
Do not hang out.
Because it's not like it's not like they're packed and everything. Not every piece of fireworks is going to be perfect.
Right.
And if it doesn't go off, don't go the fuck around it. Just leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely
Go back
wait
and pick
a
it up.
little bit.
Go back and pick it up in the morning.
Yeah.
Just set up another one.
Yeah.
Just set up another one. Pick it up in the morning. If it's still dead in the morning, then
Then you're probably
fucking
safe.
stomp on it or throw it out or something.
Yeah, douse some water
water
over
on
it
it.
before you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. But let's get into some of the food facts. Do you know billions of dollars are spent on food during this holiday weekend? The number one being hot dogs. Approximately 150 million hot dogs are sold and eaten, being the number one most eaten food on the 4th of July. You know what my best hot dog is? It's either Burke's, which I only buy for myself and a few others around here, and that's what I typically buy for MLB home opener or MLB season opener, especially for the Phillies home opener. But if I'm buying for like a party, I'm going with the Costco Kirkland hot dogs.
Ooh, those are
Can't
good
go
dogs.
wrong, man. All beef. Those are good dogs, man.
Yeah.
And you let them nice and toasty, and then plus they're even good for the fire, man. You put them on the fire on a hot dog stick.
Yeah,
Actually, I
just-
got some hot dog sticks right here.
Roasting weenies.
I got like 20 of them back here. 20 steel hot dog holders for the October's wiener roast, or here in the summertime.
Or the 4th of July.
But
it's always a good time to roast.
did you
a
know
weenie.
that? Oh, absolutely, man. Do like a little little toppings bar.
Yeah.
Get some chili, some some basic chili. I always I don't like beans in my chili, but like for hot dogs, like I like a saucy, like a thick sauce.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
meaty chili. And then definitely some cheese sauce.
Yeah.
Some hot dogs, some sauerkraut. Oh yeah. And I may be one of the rare people that likes mayonnaise on my hot dog.
Yeah, that sounds awful. That sounds really disgusting, Mike. Yeah, that's
Your face for that. I'm telling you, man. I just like it. I put mayonnaise on my sausages.
okay. Good for you. That sounds absolutely terrible.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, bro.
Oh boy.
I mean, I don't like it all the time. Most of the time, I just like my ketchup, yellow mustard, Heinz ketchup, yellow mustard, and just some red onion on top of it. Or some white onion. Doesn't matter. I like the really minced white onion, like the that come in the packets.
Oh, yeah,
or
that
like where
sounds
you put it
good.
on there.
It's good on tacos too.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're. I got you picking up you and Meech. I got you boys picking up some nice Italian bread.
Okay.
Maybe some rolls and stuff like that
For sure.
from down there in Philly.
Yeah, we do that.
See if you could hit up like Sarcones or something like that.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna be eating real nice.
Eating good.
Did you know that President Zachary Taylor died in 1850 after eating spoiled fruit following a 4th of July speech? What the fuck?
Was
How
he
did die from?
Was he talking too long?
Spoiled
So
fruit?
long that the fruit spoiled?
I don't know. Well, I mean, apparently they did all this fruit and stuff like that, and he did his speech, and he came back and started eating this fruit that was out, and he ate it, and he died.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of fruit that they had out there, but he definitely died in 1850. That's a little fact check coming right at you. George Washington celebrated the 4th of July holiday by giving his soldiers a double ration of rum. That's a fucking leader right there.
Yeah.
A double ration of rum. You know, it's not all everybody's already getting fucking lit. But hey, man, we're all getting fucking lit today, brother.
Yeah, that's
Just
a good
like,
leader right there. That's what I would want, is a double ration of rum.
And it gets right into, could you imagine being there for the signing of the Declaration of Independence? They drank 60 bottles of Claret, 54 bottles of Madeira, 50 bottles of Old Stock, vats of porter, cider, and beer, and what has been described as some bowls of rum punch.
Yeah.
Those boys were fucking lit.
Yeah, they were
So
having
don't
a
tell
good
me
old time.
people drink too much today. Don't tell me people drink too much today. Those fucking boys signed the fucking Declaration of Independence and were fucking wasted.
Yeah. They tore
Like,
it
I'm
up.
surprised they're even. Dude, they had insides of steel. I don't even know. That's another fact that we got to get into. When how far did these guys live?
Yeah. So, yeah, one of the...
You know what I mean?
One of the craziest things I just heard, this, rolls into 4th of July and the history of Philadelphia. So, during that time, before they wrote the Declaration of Independence, before, they were, started the Revolutionary War, Benjamin Franklin was really against leaving England. He was like, I think we need to be a part of them. I don't think we should declare independence. I think, we should be a part of them. While George Washington, John Adams, all those guys were like, nah, fuck them. We want to leave these guys. So Ben Franklin went over to England to have a discussion with British Parliament and, to kind of come to some terms, be like, hey, you guys got to chill out with these tea taxes, let us go on this tariffs. And the British just made fun of Benjamin Franklin and all of these founding fathers, and Americans called us Yankees, didn't like us. We're just talking trash on them. And that meeting was literally Benjamin Franklin was like, okay, all right, I see how you guys are going to be. And then he came back and was like, all right, boys, let's fuck them up. We're just going to destroy these Brits,
He
dude.
said, let's roll, America.
He did, dude. He came back and he's like, all right, boys, we're in. Let's get that Declaration of Independence rolling, and we're going to tear these British apart. And you know what?
He walked in and he saw George. He saw George and he saw Thomas, and he was like, let's, you know what? I had this vision of developing electricity, and we're going to give them a jolt right to the fucking ass.
Yeah, we will.
You saw that picture? You saw that picture I got inside my house there? I got it right there. It was George Washington giving the fucking a British soldier a stone cold stunner on the field of battle.
Yeah, that happened 100%. They tore them up. And I tell you what, Mike, it ain't treason if you win, because we won that war, baby.
I don't want to say they tore them up, because it was pretty dicey there out of the gate.
Yeah, but I mean, we came around. They weren't gonna because all of America came to fight that war, the Revolutionary War. You know what I mean? It wasn't just the army. It was people in their houses were coming out with whatever gun they had to fight the British off. Like there was, you know, yeah, it was a very strange war, a very odd war, and you know you celebrate a lot on 4th of July, but that's what you're celebrating, right? Is our declaring our independence and then the revolution that happened afterwards.
I feel like every American should research and understand the Revolutionary War, because that would make you I feel like everybody's just like, oh, hey, it's time to go to the beach, and you know, it's just another holiday. You know what I mean? I feel like if you were to actually do history and like to understand, dude, George Washington took his soldiers on Christmas Eve across the Delaware in that, dude, fucking freezing.
Yeah.
No guys, malnutrition, fucking hypothermia, frostbite. Like, they don't have the clothes that we have today.
Right.
Fucking, you know, in canoes going across the Delaware River, like, that's like pretty much half fucking frozen. You know, it's like, what, 13 fucking degrees out?
It was cold.
And like, and then they're going across the river, and the British over there are just like, ooh, you know, doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and surprise attack them. Dude, badass. That's a badass fucking American story right there, if you can ever fucking tell one.
Yeah.
Dude, like, that's the stuff, man, that makes you like fucking just piss red light bulb, just bleed it. Man, dude, it just makes you feel like so fucking happy and proud.
Yeah, it makes you
American,
proud of your country. I think about that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
take away all like the social stuff and all that. I mean, this is fucking America. You know, not all the time. Nobody gets shit perfect.
No, absolutely.
But you know what? We're America. You know what I mean? We're one people.
Yeah, I think
And it doesn't matter who the fuck you are, but
well, even like the division and people arguing, you know, over stuff like that is a right that's not afforded to many countries.
Yeah.
You know, go to Russia and try and talk bad about their president and see what happens to you. Yeah, go to China, go to North Korea,
Iran,
right?
North
like,
Korea.
You know, you can say
It doesn't even have to be those countries. Go down to fucking like Central Africa, or you know, go to fucking India or Pakistan, even Afghanistan right now, that we just spent like, you know, almost 2 decades fighting that fucking war.
Right.
You know, and it's back to the way it was.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, you know, America has its problems. It is, you know, by far not a perfect country, but America is one of the few countries on the planet where you have the freedom and the right to say whatever you want about the country, and for you to, like, literally, if you want to, be involved and, you know, try and change it. If you're not happy, then get out there and vote. If you're not happy with what's going on in your local communities, run for a local office. Like, you know, there are very few countries that allow that to happen, right? Like, you have people.
I'm gonna run for local office. I'm gonna, you know, my constituent, my predecessor, my other man, my right hand man, is going to be Asian Dan.
Okay,
and we're gonna run as a Republican and a Democrat together, both moderates, both one on one side, one on the other, but more with a moderate mentality. And we're you know, he's more of a fiscal guy, and I'm more of a take charge, get things done, direct people, take people under my wing, train them, stuff like that, get them going. You know, that's what we're thinking about doing, man. Who knows?
Who knows?
Gus and good times in Asian 2028.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Anything can happen, brother.
We'll see at the ballot.
I tell you right now, I won't be up there hooting and hollering like some people up in South Bronx. I'll tell you that right now. I'll be out there just, you know, just talking to people, and, you know, it just being a realistic person, and then once you it's like a clan. That's what it is. It's like a clan or a clique or a gang or whatever. When you go down into politics, it's like, oh yeah, that was all nice and stuff like you to get elected like that, but this is how we play the game. No, this ain't how I want to play the game. Yeah, so but we're going to move on from that, because
let's move
America, this holiday is not about politics, and we want to move on about that, because, you know, we could talk a little bit about politics, and that's, you know, healthy and stuff like that. And Joe and I, you know, we have different political opinions and stuff like that, but we're brothers, and we have a good time talking about it. We keep it civil.
Yeah.
And that's why I think America lacks. But we're going to move on, because we're running short on time. And we're going to get into beef time. Now, beef time, dude. I have beef with some of the non-essential businesses who are so open for the 4th. I get it when gas stations like Sheetz, Wawa, all those places have to be open. Grocery stores to a minimum. It's not like a lot of people. I mean, there's beer stores definitely probably have to be open. But like going after COVID, like you had. I don't think Home Depot and Lowe's need to be open. They should be closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's going out there and building a fucking deck or anything. But you know what? They got to be open because what if a fucking goddamn spigot fucking blows or something happens? Your hot water heater dies. And you got like a boatload of people staying within your house.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of American holidays or national holidays, whatever they call them. And I think it's, people deserve to have their time off, and you should take advantage of that. Uncle Sam and your company only gives you, 7 or 8 paid days off a year? Take advantage of those, man. I used to always have friends and people I worked with that loved working on holidays. So they got the overtime for the full 8 hours. And I get it, man. Make a little extra scratch. But at the same time, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, these, few holidays you get outside of the big ones, the Thanksgivings and the Christmases, it's a good excuse to get with your family and your friends and just to enjoy the day not working. So yes, Mike, I agree with you. I don't think a Home Depot or a Lowe's should be open. There shouldn't be anything, or a Walmart, there shouldn't be anything that's so essential that you can't wait until the next day to go get.
I feel like, here's how I feel like with the Home Depot, Walmart stuff. I feel like they need to have like 2 people, and it should be volunteer, and you should be paid double for the time that you're being spent there. And it should be like only by call-in or online ordering. And they should put that out there just to get the maximum amount of people off.
Yeah.
And just give it to shoes, man. Like if you could do like double or triple overtime for like 8 hours, we're open for 8 hours. After that, if your shit's blown, I guess you're out of water, man.
Yeah.
I guess you're going to have to wait until tomorrow. It sucks, but that's the way it is. That's life.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike.
But just giving those people the opportunity to, come on and make business, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
for
just
sure.
be there. Because when you get to that point, it's more like customer service because they got to pay their bills. They got to pay their electric. They got to pay their plumbing, their water bill, you know what I mean? All that shit. And, I think it would be a gravy opportunity to go in there 7 in the morning and be there until 4 or 5 o'clock at night.
Yeah, make a little extra
evening. Yeah, and just sit there and chill, and then just come back, and just join the party.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would stay home. Whenever my company gives me a day off, I take advantage of it. I don't work that day.
Yeah,
but I get people need a little extra scratch and want to make that OT. And in California, it's double time. If you work any holiday, it's immediately double time. So I mean,
you're there, you're there. I'd probably volunteer for it because I'm not married, so I'd probably volunteer for it if I was staying local, but I ain't staying local, brother.
Yeah, getting out there, ripping and tearing.
Did you know prior to the Civil War, it was deemed unpatriotic for business owners to keep their establishments open on the 4th of July?
That sounds right.
What the fuck happened after the Civil War, man? I guess everybody's fucked. Everybody's got to work. I'm sick of your shit.
Got a little squirrely at Civil War,
Yeah. Everybody's going to work. You don't want to work? Well, you're fired. He's working. Come on over here, brother. Well, I mean, everybody's a brother. We're all brothers. We're all sisters.
We're all brothers, sisters, NBs, for sure.
Yeah. But I think that was a really good episode. I hope everybody enjoys this 4th of July episode. This is a very rare treat. So
it is. I had a blast hanging out, Mike. This was really good. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us, having some happy hour. We hope you all enjoy your 4th of July and your weekend, and we will see you next time.
Hell yeah, America! Fuck yeah! Be safe with those fucking goddamn fireworks, brothers, and let's fucking rip it here for the fucking freedom that we enjoy.